Inverness, Florida. Alone on the beat, patrolman Jim McCall suddenly comes across a bizarre scene. A driver doing donuts on the side of the road. It could just be a joy-riding teen, but the suspect's not sticking around to answer any questions. Luckily, he left a traceable map of skid marks behind him. The officer follows the treads right up to the suspect's car. A few blocks away, another officer listens to the chase over his radio. He decides to parallel the flight, just in case. McCall and the suspect head onto a wide open straightaway. The farther they get on the long patch of road, the more traffic they encounter. The officers still aren't sure why the suspect is running, but it soon becomes clear he's not just a simple joyrider. The renegade comes to a T-section. He cuts right. Then he swerves left, splashes through a puddle and rolls into a yard. McCall pulls up slowly. Suddenly, this suspected thrill jockey turns and attacks. He slams into the officer, head on. He backs up and revs the engine, ready for another strike, but before the pedal can drop, the backup officer charges in. Luckily for McCall, he was right there at the right time. Working together, the two cops rush the suspect. He guns his engines, ramming McCall's door. In a desperate situation, the police open fire on the suspect. Somehow, the suspect is able to pull away, and he heads back onto the road. Police aren't sure if the driver was hit, but his car has sustained massive damage. His ride is now a slow-rolling pile of junk metal, and before long, the front tire completely disintegrates. The suspect is driving on borrowed time, and his car's ready to cash out. Finally, the bruised and battered four-door comes to a stop. McCall tries to jump out, but the earlier collisions have jammed his door. He watches helplessly as the suspect tumbles out of his window and into the woods.
1031 on foot behind the Exxon.
But the fugitive doesn't get far. Once again, backup officers were in the right place at the right time. When the suspect is caught, officers learn he was shot in the arm 5 times. But this lone driver proved he was dangerous, and more than once. So when officers saw the chance to stop him, they didn't hesitate.